Hey everybody. I
Hello.
welcome to Wild Raven Tarot. Tonight is readings with Bobby, and my guest this evening is from Nine Worlds Tarot, Miss Kristen Louise herself. How you doing, love?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I'm always good.
Good.
That's the joy of being me. I make it my mission to make a crappy day into a better day.
That's
Um,
good.
not in a toxic positivity kind of way, but yeah, always looking for the joy,
Yeah, yeah.
which kind of ties in with what we're doing tonight, you guys. We're going to be talking about the golden shadow, um, and let's say hi to a few people before we start digging into what that is. People are starting to trickle in. uh Nosferatu. That was an interesting flick. It wasn't what I was expecting. It really was. And
It's on
screen.
my wish list to watch.
Yeah. I just did a what was it? The Gothic Tarot unboxing, which I think is what she's referring to, and it's a vampire deck. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, look who else is here. Joan Miranda. Never gets old. Jade, how you doing, love? Julie. Julianne Guthrie,
Hi.
author, spiritualist, psychic, is going to be on Behind the Cards on August 4th.
Cool.
So make sure you tune into that. And Opal Empress, how you doing? Shit. That is something I forgot to set up the giveaway. So I'll tell
Oh.
you what, let's say hi to a few people, and while you explain everything, I'll set it up. So hold on.
Okay.
We've got Maru,
Mm.
Maureen, all the usual suspects are here. Sue, Play, Wishy Best Friend, what up, boo? Krista Marie. And just because I like saying it, Joan Miranda! Annie Burger. Wow, we've got people dropping in.
Yeah.
Roman is here. Okay, so I'm going to let Kristen explain what the golden shadow is while I hook us up with the giveaway tool.
Okay, so Carl Jung, the psychoanalyst Carl Jung, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him. He had a concept of the shadow, which I think a lot of people are familiar with, and it's these qualities in us that we have suppressed because we're ashamed of them. And they're often negative qualities. They're either like neutral or negative qualities that we just don't like about ourselves. The golden shadow, on the other hand, are actually positive qualities that we're suppressing in ourselves. And we often project those onto other people. So we'll, like, an example is me. I have always admired leaders in the community. I'm like, I wish I could be a leader in the community. I wish I was like that. I wish I was confident like that. And then I just had lunch today with a friend, and he was like, you're a leader in the community. And I was like, what? He was like, that's how you are seen. You are a leader in the community, and people respect you that way. And I was like, wow, that's interesting because I don't see myself that way at all.
Ain't that a shit?
Yeah.
I make jokes with it, but it had to be pointed out to me also.
Mhm.
Um, that I it just didn't occur to me that people viewed me that way. And at
Yeah.
first, it was a very uncomfortable feeling because I was
Yes.
so used to like, oh no, no spotlight, don't look at me, don't look at me,
Mhm.
as I go on YouTube. But I honestly didn't expect my channel to go anywhere when I
Wow.
first started it. I really didn't. So the fact that people are enjoying the content that we create in reading videos like this, or informative documentary type videos like we do with Ramon and Selena on Thursday nights for Behind the
Mhm.
Moon, or the interview videos I do on Behind the Cards. I was always told or made to feel like people wouldn't be interested in what I had to offer.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I would follow this route, and then after COVID, I was like, oh fuck this. Excuse my language, you guys. And I just dropped into it. Oh, mi hermana, la bruja Selena. Selena, essence of the moon. Yes, that is. Thank you for doing the hashtag, Sonia. I forgot about that. Whoops. Sorry, wrong button. This is what I wanted to do. Hold on. Share screen. Okay. So this is the hashtag for tonight, you guys. If you would like to get a reading, we will be talking on the topic of what you need to encourage. That we need to encourage that golden shadow to shine.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that because what comes to mind is I used to sing in the car when I was a kid and a teenager.
Mhm.
And everyone, including my mom, told me to stop and that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But yet years later, I was making money as or winning contests in shows and a karaoke host.
Oh, interesting.
And it still blows my mind that I allowed that doubt into my life.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is that the type of energy we're talking tonight?
Yeah, it's a positive quality that you have that people made you feel ashamed of. It could be, you're courageous, you're a leader, you're, a go-getter,
A
even
tarot
like
reader.
a tarot reader. Yeah, like being like really compassionate. Someone might have called you weak, things like that. And then, but you see those qualities in other people, and you're like, oh, I wish I was like that. When in fact you actually have those qualities, but you suppress them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It people don't realize how powerful words can be.
Mhm.
A stray word when you don't mean it can devastate somebody
Absolutely.
for decades, if not ever,
Mhm.
forever. So tonight, because we're talking about the golden shadow and healing, there's only one deck that really came to mind, and that is the Healing Light Tarot. My personalized Healing Light Tarot. I'm never going to stop throwing that in everyone's face. All right, so Bill's here. What's up, Bill? There he is. All right, and we've got some people already putting, yes, words can hurt more than a fist.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things is that demonstration with the tin can where every time you say a word, you crush the can, and at the end, they tell you, okay, now fix the can, make it better. And you can't, it's permanent damage.
Yeah.
And that's what words do. They do permanent damage sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so let's just jump into it, shall we?
Okay.
Okay. We've got several people with us, and we've got 13 entries in. Now, a lot of people wouldn't start with 13, but I consider 13 a good number because if you add 4 and 3 and 1 together, you get 4, which is the number of stability, and 13 is the death card, which brings change and transformation. So I'm all for it.
You're very good at that.
Oh, thank you. I used to do it with my grandma when she'd watch Jeopardy. I still do it. What am I saying? With my husband. So Maureen is our first winner. And remember, we are doing with what needs to be encouraged. So we're going to draw a few cards each for you.
And I'm using a Oracle deck and a Tarot deck.
I know eventually I'm going to end up with my Marvel superhero deck. It's just calling to me tonight, but I always want to start off with my Chris Butler deck if I can. Because this deck cheats. And what I mean by that is on each card, there is a symbol called a mandorla. And where is it? Okay, those two rings down here at the bottom that intersect, where that intersection is, that almond shape, that's the point of healing. So that's what needs to be addressed. I love this deck. Yeah.
Awesome. So I am using the Reclaim Oracle for the Oracle and just the Morgan Greer Pocket Edition because I couldn't figure out what else to use. So, and this is the deck I've been using recently. So I just grabbed it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be like every other show where we're going to get called to like grab a deck off that we weren't expecting to use.
Yeah. Something might call.
You know, there are events where I do the psychic fairs like you do, and there's some events where I take my rack of cards and I have a minimum of a dozen to 16 cards ready, and I will use all of those decks. But there are some days, like this last psychic fair I did, where I only basically used one deck, this little mini deck, and it was one of the best days I've had. So some days
awesome.
that's what's called for.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this for Maureen. You want to go first?
No, you can go. I'm still contemplating. I'm a slow reader, so.
No worries. So, Maureen, the first card I drew for you is the Two of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Swords. I'm going to pull an oracle for you. Just because I want to be like Kristen when I grow up. Ha! Okay. My dear, for you, in the sense of what do you need to nurture that light that is within you, this has to do with partnerships, because I drew the Two of Cups in reverse, which is called the Love card. There it is. And then the last card is the Two of Swords, which is all about balance, but it's not just balance. It's a truce, an unhealthy truce, keeping the peace just to not rock the apple cart. And right smack dab in the two of those, that Ten of Wands. Okay. We say a monkey on our back, but in Europe, it's a bug on your back, which I didn't realize until he told me about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which makes the imagery on this a lot more clear. You take on other people's problems because you don't want to rock the apple cart. You don't want problems. It's easier just to go along with things than to put up a proper defense, I guess is the best way to say it. However, that's coming to an end, my dear. You need to recognize. Okay, first of all, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not any professional other than a professional tarot card reader. So when I use phrases like "you need," pay it no fucking mind. My suggestion to you is lighten your load. That Ten of Wands, is saying that's where the focus is. You need to shed the trauma that you've been carrying around with you, both yours and other people's. The Ten of Wands is all about Sagittarius energy, healing. You need to focus on your healing, not trying to heal everybody else right now. And the oracle I drew for you is called Dawn, which is the light after the darkness. Now, that bird on here, you can't really tell, but it's an owl. So, Selena, owl! The owl is associated with Santa Muerte. So, in a sense, you've got change here. Dawn only comes after the dark of night. Okay, so that is what I have for you. What about you, Kristen?
Okay, so the Reclaim Oracle card that I pulled was connection. And so you see this coming from this person's heart or stomach, just connecting them to someone else who's at a distance. And the first card I got is the Page of Swords. And the pages are all about the mind, but also communication. And so I'm just wondering if in your past at some point someone told you to shut up, that your words weren't valid, that your expression of your feelings wasn't welcome. But you see other people who are just very emotionally strong, and they can manifest, emotional enrichment in their lives. And perhaps, you see those people and you're like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be, more positive. I wish I could, manifest things in my life that are emotionally nurturing. But I can't seem to do it. That's not me. Don't think of me that way as someone, who has the power, that kind of power to manifest. And you got the Knight of Cups as your third card. And I see this as a card of courage. This is a card of someone who wears his heart on his sleeve. Someone who's willing to say what they feel. Someone who is willing to have the courage to be themselves. So that's what I see here, is that you were suppressed in some way as far as your voice. And that manifested in feeling like you can't manifest into the world what you want to manifest. And, but you can. You can. This is you. You got courage. You got that cup. So that is you. That is a quality in you that you need to bring out, or should bring out, or I suggest you bring out, or may need to bring out. I don't know. So that's the reading I have. So I always wanted to be an actor.
There we are. I forgot to unmute myself.
Oh.
So I'll show you guys, but I'm going to lean to the side so you don't see my chi-chis. I have a raven tattoo on my shoulder, which is what they want to see. That's just a little one, see? It's flying across the moon right there.
Cool.
Yeah. Because Selena was saying she wants to get an owl tattoo. And I say, I have a raven tattoo, which started a whole row.
So Maureen said that she had wanted to be a singer when she was younger. And it sounds like people told her to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
That she shouldn't do that.
You know what's funny is my sister was a drummer, and the whole house from the time I was 14 was filled with drum music, but it was my singing that was the problem. But she turned that into a career. She is a phenomenal drummer.
Wow.
And has traveled around the world. Okay. Let's pick these cards up because we're not needing them. And our next contestant on The Price is Right. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in purchasing Kristen's deck that she created, the link is in the description box. What's your best friend? Okay. So, all right, Jess. Let's do this. You're welcome, Maureen. Yeah, there's nothing worse than something you think you're good at and somebody else telling you you're shit at.
Yeah.
I will never. Well, I can't say that. I have done that in the past, decades ago. I used to be a bitch. And I would insult people to make myself feel better.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I did attack somebody's singing one time. So I now, looking back, see why I did that. Okay. Your son wants to know if you could actually read for him and not you. Yes, if you are so inclined. I will divine these cards with your son in mind. Can I ask a couple questions? How old is your son and what is his sign? You're shocked. Why? Oh, because I did the sexy shoulder. He's 21 and Gemini. Okay. Is this a career path reading? Because I drew some things that would lead me to think that. So I'm going to go ahead and start if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
So the first card I drew for you is called the Black Cat. This is where fortune meets opportunity. Let's make it bigger. Hold on. Okay. So when this card pops up, it's that classic case of being in the right place at the right time. Now, the next card I have for you is the Wheel of Fortune, which again, A has the word fortune in it, but this is ruled by Jupiter. When things grow, this is a turning for the better. The wheel turns in your favor, young man. The reason I asked about career path is because we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is Taurus energy. It's energy. It's what you value, what you place value on, and that's usually money, home, job. When we're doing a reading like this. The next card I have for you is the Page of Cups. This is an apprentice card. This is what I call the idiot card. Because let's be real, homeboy's sitting there staring at a fish in a cup and loving life. The focus may be on the wrong thing. You're looking to get a second job. Okay. And I see that which is channeling her son here. So, okay, when she answers, it's her son. Yeah. If you're going for a second job, My advice to you is to lean into something you enjoy. You've already got a job for responsibility's sake. You've got the job that is the main source of income. Now you have the opportunity, since you're going to lean into a new job anyway, make it something you freaking like. If he's visiting Bobby, so he's physically there. Okay. Awesome. Well, I figured they were in the same room. Thank you. Madrina, Miss Taro D. Greetings from both of us. So, yeah, lean into something you enjoy. Keep your eyes open. Make a list of the things that you would not normally look into, and then take it from there. See which ones are actually viable. But always with second jobs, I say lean into what you enjoy. You have an opportunity here, because now you have the excuse of saying, "Oh, well, I want to try this," and you tell everybody, "Well, I needed a job, so I took it." But the point is, lean into yourself, right? Well, not literally, you'll fall over, but the point is, lean into what you want to do. Oh, Jonathan, what's up, boo? And now hey, Francine, how you doing, love? For those just joining us, the hashtag for tonight is hashtag golden. And I pass you to my colleague.
Okay, so the oracle card that I pulled was unworthiness. So that's an intense card. So I'm just wondering if there's something in your life and in you that you are insecure about. Like you feel like, you're just not good enough. You're a little behind the curve. You're not keeping up. You could be better at something, something like that. And you got 3 major arcana cards. So to me, this means that this is a very important reading as far as the direction you want to take in life. So to me, you got the strength card to start out. And to me, this is saying that you think that you're not strong enough. You think that someone told you in the past, for in some way you couldn't cut it. But you got the magician card next. And to me, this is saying, the quality that you see in other people that you really admire is someone who really is able to achieve in life what they want to achieve. They want something, they go for it, and they get it. They have dreams that they aspire to, and they work towards it, and they in some ways get it. And this is the quality that you want to have in yourself. And you think that you don't have it, but you do. You do. That's the quality in you that you actually have in you that you're suppressing. For some reason, you think that you don't have those qualities. But you got the Empress card for the advice card. And so the Empress she is a woman of abundance and self-love and enjoyment and living life deliciously. And she's about loving those, with a whole heart, including herself. And so I think the advice is, to love yourself enough to give yourself the opportunity to rise to the occasion, to, have that oomph, to be able to manifest, what you want to manifest in the world, and to come up with those ideas that you want to manifest. Like maybe you haven't even have ideas. Maybe you're a little wayward and lost and you're not really sure, where to take your life, in which direction. And this is saying that think on it, contemplate on it, but you have it in you to manifest those dreams. So that's the reading that I have.
You got the power. So, I was gonna just end it with Kristen, but you guys saw me leaning down. That's because we had jumpers, and I'm gonna tell them because jumpers shouldn't be ignored. The first card I have is the 4 of Pentacles. holding on. The next card we have is the Chariot, movement that's not happening. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is our dear witchy best friend herself. So this may be something that in a direction nobody's gone before. And if that's the situation, lean into it, find help. And I'm sure that your mom can give you all the help you need with tarot, but if you ever need any help, my email is in the links in description. I love helping people out. I am saying this, I'll be having a class at the beginning of September. I was going to do it in August, but it's turning into a big one. It's going to be on the 22 card spread that I do, and how you can break it down into like 10 different spreads. So if you're a tarot card reader, it's something I really suggest. Kristen, you too. Anybody who reads cards. Thank you, Maru, for putting that up there. I appreciate it. Make sure you put the AZ at the end of Wild Raven Tarot. Wild Raven Tarot AZ. Otherwise, I won't get it. Found that out the hard way. Okay, next up. Opal. Opal Empress Tarot. Oh, that's a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Okay, remember tonight we are reading on what needs encouragement. The Golden Shadow. 22 card spread. Is that a major arcana grand tableau? Yes, that's exactly why I created it, Jonathan. It is the tarot version of the grand tableau. Mysterio, the best sound effects. It's time to make the switch. So. Yeah, I've been trying to create the graphics for it all week long, and it's a big one. It deals with reading the traditional meanings of the cards, the astrological meanings of the cards, and the Hebrew alphabet Kabbalistic meanings of the cards, and tying them kind of like Thoth does, but in a grand tableau sense. It's the love child of those two together. Okay. So I need to ask everybody's opinion about this. I'm a huge Marvel Comics fan, right? I was leery about the new Fantastic Four movie, A, because Herbie the robot from the cartoon series is in it, but B, because the Silver Surfer is now a woman, and Norrin Rad was like one of my idols growing up. He had a surfboard. Come on, and I was in California. What do you think about? But Pedro Pascal now has all kinds of drama hitting him. So, what is your opinion on the movies, you guys? On the Fantastic Four movie?
Never seen it.
You know, I was considering doing that, Julie. You have the DC deck. You mean that one? You ain't gonna get me like that, lady. If they, oh, you know what I'd really like is a Deadpool centered deck. That would be fun. I'm never gonna grow up. 1, 2. Yeah, that would be Ben Grimm, the thing. Oh, Miss Marzipan! Loving that you're, sorry about the time difference. Okay. I had that sweatshirt, Maureen. The black one that said, I don't want to grow up on Toys R Us Kid. And I was in high school. All right. It's funny. I shuffled. Maybe I didn't shuffle enough. Hold on.
I can go ahead if you.
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay. The oracle card I got was doubt. Doubt. And the first tarot card I got is the world. So the world is about going for your higher self, living in alignment with the person you wish to be, to have the life that you wish you had. And it's just working towards that. Don't want to say perfection because no one is perfect, but working towards you at your pinnacle, at your best self. And that's what the whole major arcana is about. It's about individuation. It's about sloughing off all that stuff that doesn't serve you, that's holding you back, and working towards completion. That feeling of contentment and happiness, and like you are yourself. You can be yourself, your authentic self. But for some reason, someone's so doubting you. That you could do that, or it's possible. Maybe you are seeing other people and you're like, oh man, I wish I had things together. I wish I had my shit together like that person. And the next card you got is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is a card of sowing the seeds that you desire to grow in your life and having the patience to do that work. So I'm thinking that this card is just pointing out that you can do that work, that's you, that you are putting in the work. You want to be a better person. You want to reach that level of like either in spirituality or just in your character. In some way, you are already doing the work. You're sowing the seeds, and maybe you don't even realize you're doing it. Maybe you think that, maybe you doubt whether it's even worth it, but you're doing the work. And then you got the Eight of Swords. And so the advice is this is about your mental state shooting yourself in the foot. It's about what my former therapist would call sitting on my hands. She says, you're sitting on your hands. That means I was making things more difficult than I needed to be. That I was basically doom and gloom, saying, I can't, that's too hard. I can't do that. And this is saying, stop that shit. Stop that. Stop the negative thinking. Stop beating yourself up, because you are putting in the work, and you can achieve, that level of happiness and contentment and fulfillment that you're looking for. So that's the reading I have. So.
Hey, boo. I forgot to clink my little bell earlier. Hold on. So in the sense of the golden shadow, what needs to be encouraged? The first card I drew for you is the Five of Cups. This is the Moon Knight card. Moon Knight is the first superhero that they've shown to have emotional problems or mental problems. He's basically a split personality. I think you're being pulled in too many directions. And this is because you don't. Wait, I want to say this right. Let's start with the card. The next card I have for you is the Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands is the Survivor card. This is telling me that you're in the midst of some serious shit going on in your life. That, wait, what did that say? Okay. What you just said about trauma from the childhood, that's exactly what this is. However, I think there's people trying to control the way you're healing and tell you what you should heal, how you should heal it, when you should heal it on their schedule. You know what? Bing! Okay. Your healing happens at your pace. Don't ever let anybody try to rush you or say, worst thing anybody ever said to me, one of, a very long time ago, I had a very, very dark spot and I tried to do something. And rather than be told, hey, we're going to get through this, I was told, straighten your shit out because I don't want to deal with this again. It didn't help. Okay, that didn't help at all. What I ended up doing was changing my surroundings. And sometimes you have to change your reality, which brings us to our third card, which is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the reality stone. Right? So there's reality has started sitting in with you that unless you take an active hand in things for yourself, it's not going to get done. And as far as the people trying to keep your light under a bushel, tell them to kiss my ass, because the card I drew for you is Jubilee, the Oracle card. Be bright, be fearless, even in the dark. All right, you just keep shining like the shiny little fucking unicorn you are. And don't ever let anybody yuck your yum. You handle things the way you need it handled. You're creating your own reality for you. You're not creating your reality for them. So stop putting your energy into it. All right. If they're in your reality, that's one thing. But that's you building your reality. I hope that made sense to you. That's what I have. So thank you.
I did get a card fly out, and I didn't read it. But I'm second guessing myself. But I got the Lost card. So I'm wondering if this might relate to your mother. You know, it's the that struggle, that trauma of trying to process that loss. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I hate being told, oh, it wasn't that serious, or oh, it didn't mean. Yeah, obviously it was. I'm dealing with that trauma 50 years later. So no, don't ever let anybody try to gaslight you in any way, shape, or form. All right. So our next winner, release the hounds. And it is Sally. Sally Kennedy. Are you here, Sally? Speak to me, Sally. I call to you from across the great internet divide. I'm going to scan back and see when the last time she posted. If you see her comment, let me know. Sally? Whew, that girl. That was a song from back in the old day. Oh, Urban Forest. I did not see her for a while.
She must have stepped
All right,
out.
we'll give her another second or two. I'll draw another person, and if Sally pops up, we'll go ahead and read her and do the next person. Yeah, that way we don't have a big waiting thing. And we're drawing again. Let me know, Sally, if you show up, or you guys, if you spot Sally. Play! What up, boo? I know you're here. I just saw you post, didn't I? No. There you are. Yeah. She was posting about diamonds. Okay. All right. Give me a moment to shovel.
Shovel my shit.
I love it. You know, I did a show with Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch yesterday, and I was trying to say a phrase. I think it was forward momentum, but I couldn't say it, and it was just killing me. So if you guys want a good laugh, go back and watch that. Ooh. I don't think they have a DC Comics Oracle. I'm going to look. There's probably one somewhere, but I need a mate to go with my... Or what do I have? The Tarot or the Oracle? Tarot. I need a DC Oracle. Are you ready, Lev? Okay. She's like, no!
I'm still shuffling.
I do want to say tonight, any tips that I receive will go towards the ephemera deck from Arthur Wang, the mate to the True Black. Because it's my birthday gift to myself. I think I got like $30 to go. So it's not really to myself. It's from everybody to me. Thank you. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, just the tip. Oh, you were there for that. Oh, yeah, I was dying. It was hilarious because I thought I was so close and then it would come out wrong. And I was... It was hilarious. Yes. Okay. So, the first card I have for you is the Temperance card. That is the Wounded Warrior card type energy. This is the Survivor card. This is healing energy. It's Sagittarius energy. This is blending the different parts of yourself together. If you ever saw the movie Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, spoiler alert, at the end, he learns to blend the different parts of himself together to master his power. This is why I love my Marvel Comics deck. And he heals himself in the process, and he masters his abilities for the betterment of everyone around him. Here's the thing. You're very controlled in this sense, to where you might have been afraid to step away from the norm. The page of coins is the Groot card in reverse. So I think you've not given yourself enough credit for being able to do amazing things. I think you stop yourself short before you really get. Oh, good night, Miss Tarot D. On the 17th, Miss Tarot D, Lexi, Alexis Milner, and Selena, Essence of the Moon, and I will all be together for a Leo show. I think because of the beliefs people put on you, it's bled into your career, to where, given the choice, you would have liked to have done something different. Maybe in the legal arena or a teacher arena, something to do with the mind, because the third card I have for you is the Three of Swords. Now, this is a layered energy. First off, it's sorrow. It's the pain that the mind inflicts on the heart. I think these limitations that the world has set on you, whether they are valid or not, I'm saying no. I think you limited yourself because you didn't want to go too far afield from the norm. Because the last oracle card for you is Wiccan. And his card is, where is my fucking camera? This is about self-control. And it says self-control. Never heard of it. This is a suggestion to unclench a little bit. All right. Just enjoy life. Lean into creative endeavors. Lean into art. Oh, Jonathan, that sucks. Thank you for checking, though. Get cray-cray. All right. If you want to take up belly dancing, take up belly dancing. If you want to do aerial stripping practice, fucking sign up for the course. All right. The point is, explore those areas that you felt weren't appropriate. I think these are self-imposed limitations on perceived reactions from everybody else, which I get, because I used to do that too. I would do something because I would run it through my head, as a lot of us psychics do. Where is this going to lead? What will the next step? What will their next move be if I did that? So I better not steal mom's Oreo cookies, because I know what's going to happen. But the point is, be adventurous. All right. Try something new in the physical realm. That Page of Pentacles is something tangible. So learn a craft, learn a hobby, learn a new career. It's never too late to do any of this. All right. And that's what I have for you, Kristen.
Hey, I pulled 2 oracle cards popped out. So let me know if either of these ring a bell for you. So I got patience. So patience and guilt. So I'm just wondering if you are being really impatient with yourself, and you're feeling guilty about something. Like, is there something that you just haven't been able to forgive yourself for? So the tarot cards that I got, the first one is the Tower. So to me, this tells me that someone tore your life down to the foundation. Something, some sort of trauma, some sort of experience in your life made you have to start over. Made you just really rattled you. So, and you need to build that up. And you need to build that up, and you like you have this patience card. So it's almost like you're like, oh, this needs to happen. I need to fix it. I need to fix it. I need to fix it. And you're like, stop, because you just don't have the patience for that.
This is the reading for Play, Love, Remember. You guys, I just didn't want Sally to think this was their reading. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Play, Love, Remember. No doubt about it. Okay, so good. So I'm not completely way off track. So yes, you got the Tower. And so either circumstances or other people just really shook you to your core, some sort of experience. And this is you got the Four of Pentacles. And what is this quality that you have that you're not recognizing and what you're seeing in other people? Perhaps you're seeing other people, and I don't know if this is about finances. This could be about finances. It could be about the home. It could also be about the body, your relationship with your body. Are you jealous of people who, and look up to people who are really good with their finances or really good with their health? They're really good with fitness or just self-care. Saving their energy for themselves, instead of like giving and giving and giving, and just feeling depleted by that. I'm very patient, more so for others at times. Okay. So I would say, okay, I lost my train of thought. Do either of those ring true for you? Like, is there anything having to do with either finances, seeing someone who's able to save and take care of themselves and put themselves first, fill their own cup first, or someone who can take care of themselves better? And you're like, oh, I wish I could be like that. Either one of those seems to be coming through. And the advice card, I don't have a jealous bone in my body. Okay. Yeah, then like jealous is the wrong word. Jealous, I would say admire.
Admiration.
Yes, admiration. Jealous was the wrong word. So this is like qualities you see in other people. That's the whole idea of the golden shadow, is that you admire these qualities in other people because you don't think you have them in yourself. But you do. This is a quality that you're suppressing. So some quality having to do with either self-care or management of resources, either as it relates to finances or your health. And then the last card you got is the Six of Swords. And to me, the advice is just saying, you're on the right path. You don't realize just how what's the word? How awesome you are, really. You don't realize just how far you've come from the Tower card. That's the message. Is that you don't realize. So like, I might be missing the mark with this card, to be honest, because it's just not ringing true for me. So I apologize. But between here and here, there's something happened that brought your life, really shattered your life, really rocked the core of it. But you're moving on. You are going through that process. You're mentally processing it, because the swords are about the mind. So whatever that is, the advice is, just keep going, because you have what it takes to heal from whatever this is. So yeah, that's reading. My apologies on the one card. I am kind of unsure how to read that one card. So.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay. You know, I'm going to switch out my deck for the next one. And I'm going to go with the DC deck because everybody keeps talking about, well, I'm talking about comic books. Everybody. I'm funny that way. Oh, we had, who was it that we skipped? Was it Sally? Who what? Was it Sally? Okay, now,
So.
all right. Chat, I didn't write it down. Make sure I'm calling the right name because I don't want angry pitchforks at my door again. Angry villagers. All right. Where's my thing? Ah, there it is. Venus said yes. Okay. All right, Sally. We're going to read for Sally.
So she's here.
Yes, she's here. Yeah, this is a fun deck, but it's not as luxurious as the Marvel.
Yeah, Play Love Remember said, I asked my team to bring financial abundance in order to do what they'd like me to do. Thank you both. I'll have to listen to the replay. Yeah, like it must have been about finances then. Yeah, I struggle with the pentacles, full stop, because I never know whether it's about finances or the body, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that. All right, Sally. You get 3 cards and an oracle. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's do this oracle. So, Sally, I think that you had a female figure in your life that, all right, let's break it down. So the first card I drew for you is the reverse 10 of Pentacles, also known as the Green Lantern Core card. This is the legacy card. I think that any issues you're dealing with, this is not the first generation to have to deal with these problems. This seems to be an ongoing thing of healing, trauma and healing, maybe in the sense that expectations were made of you. We know that the 10 of Pentacles deals with things of a tangible nature, things you could touch. And I say that feminine energy that was not as supportive or putting a lot of expectation or somebody you wanted to live up to. We have the Queen of Swords, but it came out reverse. So this takes the Queen of Swords to her most difficult aspect. Bitchy, unsupportive, mind games, guilt. So basically a Hispanic mother. I think you've always managed to hold on to your individuality and who you are. no matter what's been happening around you, you've always managed to find a way to do what you needed to do. The next card I have for you is another Green Lantern card, but this is the John Stewart card. This is the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight, not because he doesn't have the power, but because he thinks things through before he makes a move. It's the most strategic card next to the King and the Emperor for me, the King of Pentacles and the Emperor. The Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. It's a mutable sign. It's always looking. It's always aware. I think that the mindset that you've had to deal with has both been a blessing and a curse for you. It taught you how to be strong and independent, but it also kind of opened the door for, as I call it for myself, bitchdom. Simply because I knew I was right all the time, which I wasn't a lot of the time. The card I drew for you, the Oracle card, is the White Queen. She had a great redemption arc in the stories, in the comic books. She became a hero, but she didn't start out that way. She started out as a vicious villain. I think that your defenses are up and you will not lower them. I think that that is an uncomfortable way to proceed. So I'm hoping that you will recognize that the doubts that were inflicted on you as you were growing up had nothing to do with you. It had to do with, and because I'm wearing black, that's why, Jules. It had everything to do with somebody else trying to control their reality, and you just happened to cross their path. So the message I'm getting here from all of these is don't let the trauma you grew up with or saw growing up define the next generation, or define who you are going forward. And that's what I have for you.
So the Oracle card I got was Pride. So Pride. So I think that, what was that? Oh, Johnny Cash. Sorry.
Yeah. It made me smile. I love Johnny.
I love the movie. It was a very good movie. So yeah, Pride. I think perhaps there's something that when you were younger, you were proud of, that you could do or that you were, and someone took the wind out of your sails. Someone said you're getting too big for your britches.
Oh, yeah.
And the card that I got for, the quality that's being suppressed is actually the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of, he's a man of, or woman, them, person, of strategy, of boundaries, of authority, of personal sovereignty, of managing your life well. It's a card of authority, authority over your own life, and having a sovereign, just personal agency in your life. And so I think that's the quality that seems to be the quality that's coming through. And then where you're at right now is you got the 9 of Swords, which is the Nightmare card. And I'm just wondering if there's something, you know, either literally or figuratively keeping you up at night. Something that's weighing on you that you think that you can't fix, or you feel like you can't fix. Because the Emperor is a fixer. They're able to have control over their life and fix things that go wrong. So I'm wondering if that rings true at all. That there's something right now that's weighing on you, that you're ruminating about. The advice card that I got is the 8 of Cups. Now, the 8 of Cups, 8 Cups is good. You're in a good place. There's nothing wrong with where you're at, you know. But this card is saying, have faith that there's even more out there for you. That that you might be okay. Things are good. Things are copacetic. But there's more out there for you. And you have to have faith that you're able to achieve that emotional fulfillment that you're looking for. So I do a lot of teaching unofficially of people, mentoring. Oh, that's nice. So that's the reading I have. So yeah, there's something that is weighing on you that has to do with something that you have previously been told that you shouldn't be proud about, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the reading that I have for you.
Okay. I was checking my email play. I thought I did. And I thought I responded. I'm checking now. I'll check again after the show.
What are you looking for?
Oh, shoot. Somebody I haven't. I'm looking for Play Love Remember sent me an email, and I was making sure I got it, but I can't find it, so it might be in my spam. I have to check. All right, there you have it. And I asked about if you were a teacher because that Emma Frost card, she is a teacher, and I kept looking back at it, and it was either going to be, are you a mutant with extremely big bosoms, or were you a teacher? One or the other. I went with teacher. And that's intuition.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that DC deck. It just doesn't scream to me the same way the Marvel does. But I still love it. I'm a huge geek. Put that out of the way, and we'll pull up our next person. Thought I lost it. All right. We're going to do one more round, and then we're going to call it for tonight, you guys. So this is going to be our final round, and because of that, I'm going to do a special bigger pull for you. And our final winner for the night, I'm going to laugh if it's Joanne Miranda. Magic with Moonlight. I've got this thing with moon channels. I really do. We've got Essence of the Moon and Moon Scarab. And those are my two dear co-hosts. Crystal, pick me. All right. So what I'm going to do for you is, since this is our last one, I'm going to do an elemental spread for you. When you guys see me read alone, elemental spreads and 12-card spreads are my favorite ones to read. I've had the song Great Space Coaster running through my head for the past hour. On the Great Space Coaster. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Air, fire, water, spirit. All right. And the hidden element that ties them together. Climb on board, step inside, soaring on a magic ride. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the oracle card for you, the one that ties the rest of this spread together, and that is the Aunt May card. Home is never too far away. This is either you missing somebody or somebody missing you that is flavoring the way things are proceeding for you right now. In the earth realm, we've got the Two of Pentacles, which is the Iron Man card. He had a lot going on, juggled everything. I think there's somebody who is no longer with you, whose advice you really, really wish you had. I think you are making choices based on the past, on an ideal that you placed on yourself or that somebody placed on you. She says, yes, your mom. The next card I have for you in the air realm is the Seven of Cups. This is the dark hold. Dun, dun, dun. This is some of the choices you've made are for the wrong reasons, or some of the choices you made recently turned out to be wrong because you started off with the wrong mindset. The thing about the Seven of Cups is each one of those cups is filled with the energy of a different major arcana card, the Empress, the High Priestess, whatever. But the trick is that some of those cups are full of bullshit. They're illusions. That's why they're floating in the sky on the Seven of Cups. Some of them are bad for you. Just no. I think the fact that you're trying to live up to a certain ideal or push yourself in a certain way is causing your stress and tension, or adding to it. I think that you need to just calm your tits. I think you need to chill, pull back, reassess, and what I'm getting here is you heading into a cocoon stage of the butterfly. You're developing into something right now. You're becoming, as I like to call it. You're transforming. We have, again, our Shang-Chi buddy, but this one came out upside down. So this is healing and support that's not there, and it's coming from within. All right. You're not allowing yourself, you're not supporting yourself in the way you need to support yourself. That Temperance card is Sagittarius energy, and it does fall into the space of fire, which is healing and transformation. So know that you are deep in the midst of transforming. Quit trying to control the recipe and just go. Let your ancestors guide you, type thing. Water. We have the Five of Cups card in reverse. That's what I told you. The Moon Knight. Oh, somebody just ate it. And the Five of Cups in reverse. This is your focus is on the wrong thing. Famously, this card has homeboy sitting under a tree looking at this. Oh wait, am I looking at the right card? The point is, 3 cups are down, 2 cups are standing. I think you're focused on the ones that are spilled over, and you're not really focused on what you have, on what you can do. And I think a lot of that, and a lot of it has to do with you trying to follow in other people's footsteps instead of carving your own path. All right. I'm not like anybody else. That's good and bad. I'm unique. I don't try to be like anybody else. And I encourage the people around me to follow their own paths, which is what I am encouraging you to do. Be a little kinder to yourself if you make some errors. It's not the end of the world. In spirit, we have the Tower card. Now, the Tower card in this deck is Galactus, the Destroyer. But having it fall into spirit is awesome. That's tearing down the old structures and building up new ones. All right. And it all starts with speaking the truth. All right. The Hebrew letter associated with this card is Pei, which means mouth. The mouth that speaks the truth and makes everything go sideways. And you know what? Speak your truth. All right. I'm not saying go out there and stir up as much shit as you can. I'm saying be kind to yourself. Be supportive of yourself and don't put undue burden on yourself. All right. Quit trying to live up to the Aunt May card and just be yourself. And that's what I have for you. Kristen?
So that's interesting, the things that you said. I pulled out, I actually am not using the reclaimed oracle. I'm using my own deck, the Star RUNE oracle. And so the first card I pulled was Ansu's voice. So I'm thinking this is saying that there is some truth about you that needs to come out, that you're suppressing. This could be literally, speaking your truth. It could be just the way you live your life, living your life according to your truth. The first tarot card I got was the Six of Swords. That came back. So the Six of Swords here, I'm going to read this as you are wanting to move on, to go to that next shore, to go to the shore that will be the place where you can be yourself, the place where you can voice your truth. And that's the desire. That's the desire there, is to be able to live more authentically. And you want to get on the road, get in the boat, and start walking that path, towards your own authenticity. The next card I got is the Four of Swords. And so this is telling me, right now you're taking a step back and like you're analyzing things. This is this is the sword suit, so this is about the mind, and this is the Four of Swords, which is about rest. But it's not always about going to sleep, and it's not like this is not about just going to sleep to your dreams or to your truth. This is about taking a step back and taking time to collect your thoughts and to re-examine what you need to do to move forward to live more authentically. The next card you got is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is about putting into motion your plans. So I think this is just reiterating that the advice is to think of a plan, even if you have to like write it out in a journal, in a notebook. You know, what you want from life. What do you want to manifest in life? How do you want to speak your truth? What do you want that to look like in your life? And so that's the advice card. But I also pulled another rune card, and I got Manas, the self. And I'm wondering if this is just sort of a nod at you becoming your whole self. You know, you are a beautiful being, and perhaps you're not completely recognizing that. Maybe you're not completely recognizing the self, you know, that you are, the beautiful being that you are. And maybe you're playing it down. Maybe you don't see it at all. But I think this whole reading is saying, you know, live your truth, live authentically, because you're a beautiful being, and other people need to see that. The world needs that, needs your energy. So that's the reading I have.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Kristen. And thank you for letting us read for you Magic by Moonlight. I appreciate you. We both do. What do you got coming up soon, Kristen?
Nothing. I don't have anything planned. Like, I know I'm going to be on Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot, his channel at some point. He's actually coming to visit me. So
is he really? That's awesome.
The first weekend in September, he's taking a long weekend, and he's coming up to Columbus to hang out and to check out Columbus because he's thinking of moving here. So that's and foster kittens, you know, like as far as my channel, I have nothing planned, but my life is consumed by 4 foster kittens. So.
Well, as it turns out, I do have some things coming up. On Thursday night, we have Behind the Moon that I do with Selena, Essence of the Moon, and Ramon, Moon Scarab. This week, we are having a guest on. Karen Kubico is going to be on our show. She is a registered hypnotherapist, and we're going to talk about past lives. Specifically, Selena's going to share with us a past life reading that Karen and her did, a session, and we're going to look at past life connections between like Karen, Selena, myself, and Ramon, and things like that. So I encourage everybody to join us on Thursday night. And then, of course, on Monday, I have my Behind the Cards segment. This week, we are having Julie. I was like, come on, I'm looking right at the name. Say the words. Julianne Guthrie is going to be on, and I can't wait to grill her. Your ass is mine. Anyway, that has been our show for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for letting us read for you. I consider it an honor when somebody allows me to read for them online and in person. So the last 2 things I want to say is, yes, my birthday is coming up. So if you'd like to donate towards Bobby's Deck Fund, the links are tip links. Just the tip is in the descriptions. The link for Miss Kristen's deck is in the description. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next show. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. I love you all. But I got to go eat. Bye.